What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Prodigy D6. This one is in the 400G plastic. Big thank you to Michael Gibney. He's the captain of the Prodigy Street Team and the whole Prodigy family over there for hooking me up with more great plastic to test and review. I appreciate their support. I have several Prodigy reviews already out, most of which were sponsored by Michael and the crew at Prodigy, so I appreciate that. And I have some more to come as well. I got the M3, I have the F7, and the X5. So really excited to get out and test those. I have not thrown those yet, but I have thrown the D6. I'm ready for a review, so let's get into it. Prodigy D6 400G plastic distance driver. So the D series is the fastest in the lineup, and this one is probably around a 13 speed or so. This disc in the 400G plastic has a great feel to it. Opaque plastic. Nice amount of give under the thumb and on the flight plate, so you can get a nice comfortable grip on it. It's grippy and it feels good, it's not like soft overall, but the flight plate definitely has some flexibility to it. You can also notice that this particular disc has a huge pop top on it. Look at that. Damn, that's crazy. That's probably the most pronounced dome top of a disc that I can think of that I've tested, which is kind of saying a lot, with this being probably close to 165 reviews or so by the time I post this one. Yeah, big pop top dome on it. Usually I don't like the feel of that in the hand, but for this disc it really doesn't bother me, and I have no issues throwing it and releasing it the way I want to, so it's all good there. You can see the kind of parting line is definitely low to produce that understable flight path on the rim design here. Taking a look at it a little bit closer, if my camera would focus at least, you can see it has like almost like a bead type thing here, where the kind of easy release rim design kind of curls up and over here. So that gives a kind of a smooth feel in the grip and coming off your fingers and out of your hand. So, you know, you can also see a very characteristic flat surface right here on the underside of the rim. That's something you don't really see from a lot of other manufacturers, but I have seen it from Prodigy discs before. Most notably the A4 or A3. I can't remember which one. I think the A4, which I have previously reviewed, had like a bead and then it had a very flat surface transitioning into the rim design. So that's the same here. You got this little shape here, nice a little flat surface there, and then kind of a average shoulder on top here. I don't know if that's the word, but yeah, overall feels good in the hand, no issues there. Let's take a look at the weight on this guy. 172 grams, D6 400G. That's how they mark their discs. I like how they do it on the inner rim too, rather than on the flight plate. For whatever reason, I dig that. And then also on the bottom of the disc, you'll see it says ProdigyDisc.com, made in the USA. But yeah, good feeling disc in the hand. If you have small hands, it might be a little bit of an issue because it is a wide rim distance driver, but I still don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. It's not like so wide that it's unmanageable. It should be just fine for most players, and I love the plastic. Let's talk about the flight of this disc. D6 being the most understable in the distance driver lineup from Prodigy. From what I understand, I don't think they have a D7. It definitely has some turn to it. You can get it to hold a turnover quite nicely. For me, if I'm throwing it on a high turnover, it still wanted to come and pan out just a touch at the end of the flight after holding a very nice long sweeping right hand turn. It's not so touchy that you can't throw it accurately and control it. I didn't have much issue getting it to fly on the lines that I was looking for, which is nice. But it's definitely an understable disc. If you have a lot of power, that you probably flip this thing over accidentally if you're like a big power thrower. And I don't think it would be the disc for you. But for me and my kind of average to below average arm speed, I can throw it on a little hyzer, commit to it, throw it strong, and get a nice long distance S-turn flight out of it. You can kind of power it down, throw it a little flatter, and get it to fly mostly straight all the way. So if you're looking for a distance driver that you can get into the high speed portion of the flight and get it to start turning and kind of flip up and ride and carry and come back and get extra distance, this could be a great disc for you to check out, especially if you're, again, not a huge arm. Big arm players, I would imagine you guys would use this for big turnovers, big open tailwind bombs, maybe rollers, that sort of thing. But It's probably a little too flippy for the big arms out there, unless you power it down or you're comfortable throwing flippy plastic and controlling it, with plenty of people are. For me, I can throw this thing about as hard as I want to, as long as I don't twist my wrist over or throw it kind of a little too flat. I don't have to worry about riding out too much, but if I want that turn to come into play, I can easily add it to the flight. So it's a great distance flyer, big distance potential. Again, with that big pop-top dome, it glides really nicely. It's got a good blend of speed, glide, and an understable flight path that allows it to flip up and ride quite easily without too much effort. If you're a total beginner, it's still a little fast for you. I would still recommend trying stuff like this first, slower drivers, but once you're ready to step it up to a distance driver, which you'll get there, keep working at it, keep working on your throw, keep playing. Once you're ready to step it up to something faster, into the distance driver category, I definitely recommend checking out something like this, an understable long-range distance driver that's easy to get it to flip up and ride and get that nice big S turn that's going to get you the big distance. So that's my review of the D6. Thanks again to Michael Gibney. Thanks again to all of you guys for your support, and I'll check you all very soon. Cheers.